Hi, I'm Gemma, and these are my fans. Okay, so I'm here today figuring out what it is that my dream, my purpose is. So, I am someone that has had $1 million business revenue, and then I found manifestation, and this was roughly 3 years ago when it wasn't so readily over available on the internet. And I used that along with esoteric occult knowledge. It's just something that I've been drawn to since I was a teen. And I manifested myself some growth and expansion, which was naive at the time. I had no idea that growth and expansion kind of it's I don't want to say it hurts, but it's definitely not always easy. So I've been taking some notes this morning on what it is that I even want to produce, because so going from having $1 million business, living on a beachfront villa, having the perfect relationship, I did this. It was perfect. It was perfect for what it was. It was absolutely living with your best friend, having a business with him. From the side, it looked amazing. And I knew that in the moment that whatever this is, it's not going to last forever. The inner voice was already telling me that. So when I started scripting and using all these tools, my vibration was absolutely off the charts. Like, I was doing so much energy work, breath work, yoga, scripting, acupuncture, chakra balancing, sound healing, ecstatic dance, beach walks, 5 a.m. rising, like everything. My morning routine was around 2 to 3 hours every morning. And so in this super high state, I started manifesting growth and expansion. Mind you, I was living in Bali for 5 years, so I was very far away from family, and I liked it that way because I didn't feel like I had an amazing relationship with my family, my mom and my dad. And my sister, who was 16 years younger than me, I didn't have a relationship with her at all. And I didn't even get to see her like actually growing up. So when I started manifesting growth and expansion and beautiful new people that will help me grow, I thought that it would be like someone else holding my hand other than my then partner, who I was absolutely like so attached to this person, and he was attached to me, but I wanted more. That $1 million business, it felt like it was so soulless and so played out. I was so done with it, and I didn't listen to people's advice telling me that, no, you need to keep the old one going while you start new ones. I just wanted everything gone. I wanted my new life to start as soon as possible. Long story short, I've been living with my mom for 2 years, and I'm not saying this as like, oh, look at her, she's a loser, or that like anybody that's doing that is a loser. It's so much more than that. I honestly feel like having a spiritual awakening, go into a manifestation overdrive, where you literally change your name, change your life, change your location, all in a span of like 3 months. Oh no, actually I changed my name 4 years ago. And having to move in with my mom in Germany, I got reconnected with my roots again, which is inventors, artists, esoteric knowledge, divine things. So let me just see what I've wrote, because I'm trying to hone in on what it is that I actually want to do. I know that for sure I've been creating so many things just by being around my sister more. And her sense of style is very, very eccentric. She's into J fashion, which is basically like full dress, corsets, little mini skirts and stuff. That's very different from what the girls are wearing here in Germany, which is really basic: black jeans, tank top, long hair, done. Through that, I did a little bit of a puzzle, like one is extra and one is basic. What's in the middle? We created a new clothing category that is going to be released very, very soon. Through this process that we're doing right now. Okay. So reinvention that felt like spiritual awakening. So reinvention that came from spiritual awakening. Manifesting growth and expansion that catapulted me into leading the perfect life. My name change. The country change. The business pivot. And life with mom and sister. My mental health. That had a little moment as well where I had such strong suicidal ideation that I had to check myself into a clinic. And as soon as I did that, I was like, wait, no. I want to live. It's the fear and the doubt and the regret of leaving what was once so comfortable and so like loving and peaceful. Like, why did you leave? And I kept just bashing myself for it so much because I was afraid of whatever this is, what we're doing here now. I mean, like, I'm in a room surrounded by angels and peacocks and unicorns and handmade dolls and inventions and my mom's creations and my own mind and a thick-ass dictionary and meditation. And like, everything here is like a incubator for something amazing to happen. And it doesn't have to be big immediately. But for me, Ian, just speaking right now is already huge. And, you know, they say anything that you put out right now has to be of help to someone. Well, look, maybe this will help someone. Do it before you're ready. I am not ready. I have notes right here that I'm reading from just things that I learned today from a single video. So realizing that my family has a pattern, and that's artistry and creation and invention without the real recognition. My grandma sold her handmade dolls in markets for years until she was recognized. She gifted one of her dolls to the president of Lithuania. She was, her story was told in newspapers and stuff. I still have the newspaper clippings, and I have a whole cabinet of her dolls here, which is so beautiful. I love it. But then I realized that I sold phone cases that I designed on a marketplace most of the time for 16 years. Ever since iPhone 4, I was one of the first custom phone case makers on the market. And I didn't really take it up because it wasn't my passion. What my passion is, we're still figuring that out, actually. So my dad invented clothes for the handicapped and other products, really cool products that I feel like are still very, very much needed and would be super useful in the everyday. And he, again, didn't launch it fully and didn't get the recognition that he deserved. I invent. I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I'm also just naturally into esoteric knowledge. There's so much in my mind. I just spew out little facts and knowledge when I'm sitting at a table with people that don't really know stuff about it. And I feel so easy doing it. But when it comes to like, oh, okay, camera is on and I'm filming and I'm talking about it, it's like, okay, what kind of advice can I give this camera sitting alone in a room filled with my own mind. I feel like I'm inside my own brain right now. Anyway, so believing that growth and expansion I was manifesting had nothing to do with things being handed to me. So I believe that the growth and expansion that I was manifesting had nothing to do with things just being handed to me. They had everything to do with feeling and knowing deeply that what I have now is just a preview, is a fucking trailer that keeps rerunning over and over again of like, yeah, this is how it feels to have this and this and this, but something's not right. So through that manifestation of wanting expansion and growth, I ended up at my mom's house where I got reconnected with my family roots and reminded again where I come from, what my childhood was like, and what my passions and desires as a child were. And I always wanted to be a star. I don't know if I still want to be a star, but I do know that I want my family to have recognition. And I would just love for us to just create an empire together where I can also include other people who maybe don't come from families that create and design stuff. Mine does. And I want to build that family. I also would love to have new friends and new connections and new collaborations. That's something I didn't really have. Those 16 years where I was just working solo, designing things that didn't excite me. I was always quite embarrassed to even say that I sell phone cases on the internet and marketplaces. Like, girl, I guess that being embarrassed of it and having like the whole thing kind of go away. Now I have no income actually. The only income I have is myself, my energy, and my ideas that actually have gone much past the thing of just being an idea. There's prototypes, there's websites built, and there's like things are moving, but there's so many things moving at once, and I know that they're all connected. And what connects them is just gabbing about it, because as a projector, which is human design, if you're familiar with it, if you're not, maybe look into it. It could be nice, could be not, whatever. If it rings, you know. But I'm a projector, and I'm someone that makes decisions as they speak. And I'm doing this, I don't know, to show that, look, I'm scared. I am scared. I don't want to edit videos. I'm okay filming. I'm okay being filmed. I'm okay talking. I love fashion. I love thrifting, even though I think I'm going to retire from that a little bit, because I've decided to sell all of my clothes that I've been collecting over the years. And from now on, only wear things that I've designed or my friends designed and we've collaborated on with, so for example, I have a friend who creates really beautiful, classic, timeless pieces, but they're mostly in black. Now, if I go ahead and establish myself as someone who is a creator and someone that has an online presence, someone that's of value to her brand as a collaboration, I could go in and say, look, please, here's my fabric, pink, white, green. Please make me your silhouettes in the colors that I wear, and I'm gonna wear them together with my creations. If people like it, and I'm gonna tag you for sure, but if people like it, they're gonna come to you and they're gonna say, I would like to have that in pink. Then you can create a collaboration with me, which will feed each of us. We will literally share the energy and create a bigger energy ball of creation together. This is how I see things. Instead of me wearing anything that's like designer that has nothing to do with my life, unless I start collaborating with more people that have brands, and that is something I'm very excited about doing. So I'm happy that the build of my empire, my new endeavors, isn't completely from zero. I have experience of success and creating things that start trends. I know and have seen it. Can I find proof of it? Maybe, but I know that I've started trends purely through intuitive design, like the tortoise pattern, or the tall fur hat, or the blue sweatpants, or the pastel Stanley cups. Yeah. So these are all my creation. I don't want to say my creations. I'm not that full of myself. Sometimes you should be a little full of yourself if you need a little bit more of a, and you can't always just be hard on yourself and super self-aware to the point where you're like, oh my God, there's so much shit wrong with me. How am I even alive anymore? But I know that I've started trends, and if this was a LinkedIn, I'd be like, I'm good. Anyway, this is just a gabbing video. I know they do yapping videos, but this is just a gabbing video just to get stuff out. And I know that progressively these are going to get better. So this build isn't entirely from zero because the base is already built. The base meaning my past that doesn't necessarily need to be looked at as a negative or that like it was all a mistake. No, I'm here. I have bangs now, which I love. My hair color is natural now, which I love. I know my sister better. I've spent time with my mom. I've made more peace with my father. I've reconnected with my roots. I know that what I've gone through is something that I can put in the past and not worry about going through it again for some time, because it was a lot. And it was always clear to me that I wanted to be seen. A part of me was like, recently, like, maybe this is just the collective consciousness and I'm picking up on that everybody wants to create and be famous. But this is something that I've been picking up since I was tiny. And one of my first ever plush toys was actually a star. And I would sleep on it and listen to the song that it plays. Look. Now, so how do we all actually bring all of this together? Now, my mom is a jewelry designer. She's also a healer, and she's just a freaking human angel. She's into esoteric knowledge, but mostly like the one that's that helps people, or helps herself basically realize that everything is holy, everything is divine, and just accepting that life is that one big lesson, basically. So it's the mission of solving the mystery of the transition, the transitional phase, the one they like to call the in-between, where you summon the new life in order for the new life. And if the new life comes really quickly, and it does if you're on a very high vibration, which I was very high vibration. And so the new life came and I wasn't prepared for it. And I had to leave the past life behind, and it was so messy. It was so messy, and it really took a toll on me. That's why I know that it's not going to happen for another while. I think I really believe that. So the mission is solving how someone can just break through that crusty atmosphere of like, I know I'm meant to do more. I can see the blueprint in front of me. Sometimes I think, whoa, if I had like an investor, if I had money to invest in this, what would I do with that money? And I don't know. I still want connection. I want this like real organic connection. I'm not the type of person to go and like buy ads and stick something down people's throats. I believe that things just happen organically. If you create with love and realness, authenticity, the thing will reach the right people. Like I know with my fashion invention, I would be so excited if at least 5 people were to buy it, and I would know that like, it's real. But we'll get to it. We'll get to it really, really soon. So my mission is my empire, and my empire, it's hard to define it right now. But the thing that I'm trying to accomplish, I know that fear and doubt get in the way, and I'm just gonna say a big fuck you to that just with this video. And you know what? I don't want to edit, so I'm not gonna edit. Look at this. This is the real thing. The real deal. So what I'm trying to do is solve the mystery of life purpose and mission. I'm just gonna tell the stories. Hopefully they're interesting. I also would like to touch the subject of brand deals, because I don't want to be an influencer, but I definitely want to work with brands, and only a specific few that have been a very strong co-star in whatever this cosmic movie that I've been in was. So one of them is my luggage brand, my favorite luggage brand. And I imagine myself being like a cheerleader for that, like you know, Jared from Subway, like being the Jared from Subway for this brand, because their slogan is "Let our journeys enrich our life," and a journey doesn't necessarily mean that it's only happiness and joy, but what you make of it is the journey and like the enrichment. So I feel quite enriched. I could say I feel rich right now, sitting here inside my brain. And I know that everything else that's going to come is just going to be the cherry on top. Of course, I want financial freedom again. Of course, that shit's amazing. But I'm not going to make it my goal. I'm going to make my goal the freedom to express myself. And if doubt and fear get in the way, I'm just going to talk about it. I'm just going to say it out loud. Yeah, I'm scared to fucking post this, of course. But I want to. And that's the answer.